Every morning before dawn, the miners of Chasnala walked the same path to the same window and handed over their names. In return, they were given a number, stamped in brass, clipped to a lamp. It was supposed to come back to them at the end of the shift. Today his number was 214. He went down with a few hundred others into a mine that sat beside another mine, sealed since 1949 and full, silently, of water. It was, by every account, an ordinary shift. Above them and beside them, an old, drowned mine had been waiting for 26 years. 80 feet of coal was all that stood between the men and it. At 1:35 in the afternoon, on the 27th of December, 1975, that wall gave way. One by one, the lamps went out. Above ground, word traveled faster than grief could keep up with. Families gathered at the pit head and waited for a mine that had already decided not to answer. Pumps had to be brought from as far away as the Soviet Union and Poland. It took 23 days to pump the water out. For 23 days, nobody went down. And nobody knew who, if anyone, was still down there. When the rescue teams finally went in, they weren't looking for survivors anymore. They were looking for proof that anyone had been there at all. The mine flooded 6 months into the emergency, when the government that owned the colliery also owned the silence around it. There was very little left to recognize. Cloth had rotted. Faces were gone. The only thing the mine hadn't taken was the number on the lamp. A name had gone down that morning. A number was all that came back up. That number outlived the man it was issued to by 37 years. In 1977, a judge's report said plainly what everyone already knew: the barrier was too thin. The warnings were ignored. This was not an accident. It would take 35 more years for that finding to reach a courtroom. By 2012, 2 of the 4 men charged were already dead. The 2 who remained were found guilty and sentenced to 1 year each. 1 year. For 375 lives the state was willing to count. and as many as 700 the union said it wasn't. Today the headframe is gone. The mine is quiet. What's left is a memorial most of the country has never heard of. And somewhere, in an old company ledger, lamp number 214 is still checked out, never returned, never closed. 375 names. One number that outlasted all of them. This is Chasnala, 1975, the disaster India tried hardest to forget.